Let's try to calculate unknown angle using inverse function. Sometimes you will see you can find sine of alpha is 0.7501. For example, if it is given to you, then what is alpha? Let us say if we know cos of beta is some value, what is beta? And if you know tan of gamma is some value, we can write something, right? Because tan is from minus infinity to plus infinity, you can write anything you want here. Okay, then what should be gamma? So these angles could be calculated by using inverse of these functions, right? On the calculator we have inverse. Normally it works with second shift key. Now, so that is kind of thing which we'll like to see now. Second important thing here we're talking about is calculate unknown angle using inverse function. And here I've written in small bracket square brackets 0 to 360 degrees. That means I am considering that in the domain of 0 to 360 degrees, that means all the four quadrants, what are the possible angles which can give us this value, right? So we'll work out a way to do this now. And the thing is that what I will do is always find an answer for my acute angle and then figure out from the sine what should be possible values of the angle. Okay, let's start working on it, then things will be clear to you. When I say sine alpha is 0.751, then we notice one thing, that it is positive. Using the cast rule, you can look into my video on cast rule. Using the cast rule, we know one thing, that sine is positive in these two quadrants, correct? So we'll just make a small thing here, just to tell you sine is positive. That means we are expecting two answers, and our alpha could be here or there. So there are two possible values. Okay, this is first thing we can just say from the cast rule itself. To find angle alpha, we'll use calculator and do sine inverse of 0.7501. So that means alpha is equals to sine inverse of 0.7501. So we'll press second function, sine inverse, and 0.7501 equals to, it gives me 48.599. So I get 48.599. So I can write this approximately as 48. Let's say 60. Okay, that's my angle which I got. So, but this is still half the answer, right? Why so? Because from the cast rule we know that alpha could have two values. This positive value is kind of like here, right? Now, if you consider another triangle here with the same angle, acute angle I'm talking about, 48.60, then also we'll have sine alpha equals to this. Always, when we have to write the answer, it is always the principal angle we write. So the principal angle here is 48.60, which we have already got, and this principal angle is this much. And how much that is? That is 180 degrees, let me write degrees here, minus 48.60. Do you see that? So that is my other angle, which happens to be in quadrant 2. Why? Because sine alpha is positive. So let's do that. We say 180 minus 48.60, and we get 131.40. So that angle is 131.40 degrees. So two answers for that. So that's a very important key issue which I wanted to highlight. Now let's move on to the other example. We say cos beta equals to minus something. When it is minus, as per cast rule, cos is positive here and here. That means we are expecting answer here and here, correct? Okay. Now we'll forget about the sine for the time being and calculate cos inverse of 3/7. So we say beta equals to, I should not write beta here. I should write acute angle or some angle theta, right? So I will change this. I will not write beta. I say Sometimes some people say reference angle R, and we can say related acute angle. Okay, so we'll call this, for example, A. Okay, so this angle A is, we'll say second shift cos inverse of, within brackets, 3 divided by 7 bracket close equals to 64.623. So we get 64.623. That's the alpha. So what answer we actually got is kind of like this. We got this angle, right? But we know cos is negative for us, so it is not this angle which we are looking for. The answer for us is here, right? So the real answer for us is here, which is kind of like this or this, right? These two angles. Now how much are these angles? These angles are, which belongs to our correct answer. So we say beta equals to 180 degrees plus this side or minus 64.623. Do you see that? So that becomes our answer. So we got two answers, and these angles are in quadrant 2 and 3. 64.623 is not our answer. Sometimes I do see students using beta and then they decide cos inverse of minus 3 over 7. If you do so, you do get one of the answers, right? But you'd miss the other answer, or it's very difficult to figure out what the other answer should be. So don't do cos inverse of minus 3 over 7, okay? Try to find the reference angle, okay? Let me use the word reference angle here so that you remember. Reference angle. So reference angle is your acute angle in quadrant 1, okay? Or we can say related acute angle. In quadrant 1, okay? That's what we will consider, okay? Now for tan gamma, let's see. So we can put some value. We can put anything. It could be more than 1 also. Let's say 1.5, okay? Let's say positive value. Okay. In that case, what do you expect? We expect from the cast rule that tan is positive only in these two quadrants. So we expect answer in these two quadrants. Correct? So what is gamma equals to? We'll say gamma is equals to tan inverse of 1.5. Okay, let's find it out. We say shift tan inverse of 1.5 equals to, it gives us 56.3099. 56.3099, right? So that is what one of the possible answers, right? So that this triangle is not very correct, but anyway, it looks much lesser than 45. Anyway, so that means we have one this and the other answer this. So this one is 56.3099. We can say 56.3, and the other one is the principal angle from here to here. How much is that? That is 180 degrees plus 56.3099. Okay, let me write 31. Correct? So that's my second answer. Do you understand? So we get this plus 180 degrees, and we get 236.31. 236. I have rounded it to 31. So these are my two possible answers for tan gamma. Do you understand? So that is the way to do it. You can try out. I can write down some questions for you so that you can work out the values for, let's say, if I say find sine theta equals to minus 0.25, find theta. If say cos phi is equal to square root of 1 over, I should write, okay, let's 1 over square root 3, find cos phi. And let's say tan theta equals to minus 2.564, right? So if I say find theta for tan minus 2.564, you should expect two answers, right? One here and one there. For cos being positive, These are the two possibilities. And for sine being negative, possibilities are in these quadrants, right? So go for the acute angle or the reference angle without sine. Do theta as sine inverse of 0.25. Once you get that angle, to find real angle, the real answer theta, it will be 180 plus that angle or 360 minus that angle to get both the answers, correct? That is how you have to do it. I hope you understand. Thank you.